The message arrived at 11:47 p.m., not through diplomatic channels, not through my Foreign Affairs office, not through any of the official systems that exist precisely so that world powers can pressure smaller nations with the appearance of civility. It came directly, personally, deliberately, and it contained 4 words that were designed to end my presidency before morning. You have 24 hours. Now, I've been threatened before. Every leader who refuses to play by the rules of the powerful gets threatened. It comes with the position, it comes with the choices. But this threat was different, because this time they weren't just threatening me. They were threatening the 22 million people who trusted me to stand between them and exactly this kind of pressure. What I did in the next 24 hours, the calls I made, the decision I reached at 3 a.m., and the single response I gave that the entire world was not prepared for. That is what I'm going to tell you today. Stay with me, because nothing about what happened next was predictable. Let me take you back to the night it started. I was in my office reviewing security briefings, standard procedure for a country still fighting terrorism on 3 fronts, when my chief of staff entered without knocking. That alone told me something was wrong. He never enters without knocking. He placed a single printed document on my desk. No words, just the document. I read it once, then I read it again. Then I set it down and looked at the ceiling for a long moment. The document was an ultimatum, formally worded, diplomatically phrased, but an ultimatum nonetheless. It came from a coalition of Western interests who had been watching Burkina Faso's growing independence with increasing discomfort. The demands were specific. Reverse our decision to terminate certain foreign surveillance contracts on Burkinabe soil. Restore access to mineral extraction agreements we had suspended pending renegotiation. Issue a public statement realigning Burkina Faso with Western positions on 3 ongoing global conflicts. Do all of this within 24 hours. Or face, and I am using their exact language here, a recalibration of the international community's relationship with your administration. I set the document down. My chief of staff was watching me carefully, looking for signs of fear, calculation, panic. The normal human responses to being told that powerful forces have decided your time may be up. He saw none of those things, because in that moment I wasn't afraid. I wasn't calculating, I wasn't panicking. I was remembering something my father told me when I was 7 years old. He said, "Ibrahim, a man who can be threatened into betraying his people, was never really their leader. He was just their temporary manager." I looked at my chief of staff and said, "Get me a pen. What I'm about to tell you has not been reported by any major international media outlet, because what happened in the 6 hours after that ultimatum arrived doesn't fit the story they want to tell about Africa, the story where African leaders are isolated, outgunned, and ultimately compliant. Within 2 hours of receiving the ultimatum, I had made 9 phone calls, not to beg, not to negotiate, not to find a graceful way to comply while saving face. I called to build something.